Guys, how are you all doing? Welcome back to my channel. So in this video I am going to teach you guys how to cut and sew this beautiful A-line gown with bell sleeve or trumpet sleeve. So keep watching, and if you've not subscribed to my channel, please do well to subscribe, like, share and comment on my videos. Alright, let's get started. So to make this beautiful piece, I am size 12. I use 2.5 yards. If you are from size 12 upwards, use 3 yards. So we are going to start by using pattern paper for easy understanding. On my pattern paper, I cut it into halves because I'm not that big. All my measurement will be on this half. But if you are bigger than me, please use the complete pattern paper. So I started by marking the starting line, which is also my shoulder point. And on my shoulder point, I'm going to go in by 3 inches for the wideness of my neck. So once I mark my 3 inches, I'll come down by 1 inch for my back neck depth. Mind you, I am cutting both the front and the back piece together here on this pattern paper. So now I have cut my back neckline, and I will go back down by 3 inches for my front neckline. So I'll connect it to the 3 inches now for the wideness. Now we have both the front and back necklines together. Now next thing we are going to do is to go divide my shoulder circumference by 2. My shoulder is 16, divided by 2 is 8. Then on my shoulder point, I'm going to come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. So I came down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. Then I connected it to the 3 inches for the shoulder slope. Then I marked my chest point, which is at 8 inches. Armhole length, I am going to mark 8 inches on my armhole, on my chest point, then connect it to the shoulder slope point. Now I am going to divide my armhole line by 2. Whatever I have, I am going to go in by 3/4 inch, and then I will connect it like so. So once I'm done with that, I am going to mark my front armhole point. This is my back armhole point that I'm just marking. So for my front armhole point, I am going to go in by another 3 lines, not up to 1 inch, 3 lines. Then this is for my front armhole line. So the first one is for the back, while the other one is for the front. Now I'm going to divide my bust circumference by 4 plus 1.5 inch allowance. Half inch is going to be for shaping and 1 inch is for allowance. Now I am going to determine my waistline and my hip point. Moreover, we did not mark our bust point here because our chest point is already serving as our bust point. So my waist point is at 16, while my hip point is at 24 inches. Then I'll mark a straight line on them. So next thing we are going to do is to divide my waist point into 4. I'm leveling the lines anyways. So I'm going to divide my waist point into 4, my waist circumference by 4 plus 1.5 inch allowance. I'm going to divide my hip circumference into 4 plus 1.5 inch allowance. Then I'll connect the lines together. So after connecting the lines together, the next thing we're going to do is to determine the length of the gown. Okay, so I'm going to determine the length of the gown by placing my tape on a straight line. Then mark the length of this gown is at 36 inches because I want it to be above my knee. The shorter the better, the more prettier it looks. Now what I have on my hip point, I have 12. With allowance and everything is 12. I'm going to add extra 2 inches to the 12, making it 14. Then I'll mark it on the full length, then connect it together. So whatever you have on your hip point, add it 2 inches, and that is what you're going to add on the full length of the gown. So let me repeat it again. I have 12 here. I added extra 2 inches and it's 14 there, and I marked 14 inches down there, then connect it to the hip point. Now we start to cut out the excesses. So we have both the front piece and the back piece on one pattern paper now. So we are going to cut it on the material, on the main fabric. This is how I am folding it. This is how I am folding my material now. Watch you. I folded by 2 like this, enough that will contain the pattern paper. And I also added extra like 2 inches because I want the fray to be a little bit bigger than what we have on the pattern paper. I just added the flay on the down part of the gown, or on the full length of the gown. That's where I added the extra inches, not the flay, the extra inches. So watch me very well, see what I'm doing here, do it exactly. So now I am done cutting out. See how I added it now, like extra 2 inches. So next thing we are going to do is to cut the interfacing for the front piece. Now here is my interfacing for the front piece, and see how I am going to cut it out. I am going to trace my scissors from the front piece. Now you can see how I traced it, and see how I am going to curve it like so. And here is my back piece, not front piece, so it's the back piece. So what we just cut here is the back piece of the gown. Okay, so this is an interfacing for the back piece, and this is how I am going to place it and sew on the machine. So I'm going to place it right side facing right side, and I am going to sew it following my finger. Now you'll see how I am going to sew it on my machine. And to cut out the front piece, I am going to cut out the excesses from the back piece. And here we have the front piece pattern paper now, after cutting out the excesses. Now we are going to come down by 4 inches for the slit, for a slit that we have on the front piece of the gown. There is a slit on the front piece of the gown. Then go in by 3/4 inches and then cut it out. Now our front piece pattern paper is ready. Then let's go ahead and cut it on our main fabric. So this is our main fabric, and I'm going to place it like so. And now I am going to cut it out. So I'm now going to use my scissors to trace out the excess materials, and also remember to add the allowance I added at the back piece while I was cutting the back piece. I added some allowance to it, like 2 inches on the down part of the gown. So now, as I remembered it, I have to place my back piece on the front piece like so that we can have accurate measurement for the allowance that we added at the down part of the gown. So now I am going to trace it out. So once I'm done doing that, this is all we have for the front piece. Now let's cut out the slit, the front slit that we already did on the pattern paper. Tracing it from the pattern papers, this is what we have for the slits. Now let me show you how it looks like on the material. So this is how it looks like for the slits. Okay, so now I'm going to cut out the interfacing for the front. So I'm going to place my front piece on top of the interfacing like so, and I'm going to trace out with my scissors, so enough to cover up the slit that we opened. Okay, the interfacing should be enough to cover up the slit that we opened, and add some inches. Okay, so now I am going to trace it out like so. Watch carefully. So this is how it should look like. Now let's cut out the slit on the interfacing. Place it very well like so, and now cut out the slit for the front piece. Okay, now the slit is ready. So here is how I am going to join them together. Okay, I'm going to open it up now like so, and I'll place the slit, the interfacing right side facing right side on the main fabric. Then I'll pin it down and I'll sew like that. Okay, I'll sew like so. So after that, we are going to cut the sleeve now. Okay, so this is the pattern paper we'll be using for the sleeve, and I'm going to mark my starting line. After I'm done with that, the next thing I'm going to do is to place my tape on a straight line. Then I'll come down by 4 inches. I'll mark 4 inches for the sleeve curve. This 4 inches is going to help us determine the sleeve curve. Then next thing I'm going to do is to divide my armhole by 2. My armhole divide by 2. I am going to measure my round armhole. What I have here is 10.5, and I'm going to add extra 1 inch on it, making it 11. Then I mark it down, then mark a straight line connecting to the other end of the sleeve, like so. Then I will divide it into 2. What I have there, I'm going to mark. Then I'll mark my sleeve curve like so, and I'll curve it the other side like so. So we'll be having more than 11.5 inches here, and don't bother. Okay, when you cut it and put it on your material, you just trace out the excesses from there. So to determine the length of the sleeve, I'm going to mark 26 inches because I'm going to curve in. Mark your full sleeve length. Okay, my full sleeve length is 24. I added 2 inches allowance. I'm still going to cut it out anyways, or I just want to, after sewing, okay, I will just cut out the excesses. Now to determine how wide your sleeve is going to be, I want mine to be more than 15 inches, but what we have here is 14, so I'm going to mark 14 here. I might add extra allowance on the main fabric. Then this is your sleeve. This is how to cut a trumpet sleeve or a bell sleeve. So I'm going to go ahead and label the sleeve, bell sleeve or trumpet sleeve. So now I am going to trace it out on the main fabric. I'm going to fold my material into 2 and trace out the excesses like so. And I'll do this, I will have this cut out into 2 for the 2 sleeves. That's for the 2 hands. So once I'm done doing that, here is the sleeve, and this is what it looks like. Now I'm going to keep it by the side, and let's join the body of the dress. After joining the front piece, I added a gum stain on the design I had on the interfacing of my front piece, okay, to make the design, that sleeve design on it, to stand whenever I wear the clothes. Okay, whenever I wear the dress, the interfacing will stand just like you are seeing in the video. It's already standing, so I'm going to turn it over like this, then iron it very well. Okay, I'm going to iron it very well. And this is the back piece. I've also joined the interfacing and ironed it very well. So I'm going to place the front piece on the back piece like so, right side facing right side, and I'm going to join the 2 shoulders together like this. So I'm going to open it up like this, and I will pin it down. Okay, I'll pin it down like so. Make sure that the joining on the front piece and the joining on the back piece, they are together like so. This is how I pinned it down, okay, at the joining area, and also pin the other side, the interfacing side, like so. So I'm going to sew a straight line like this on it, and I'll fold it in, and that's the same thing I will do on the other side. So after that, this is what we have after I'm done folding it. Okay, it came out so beautiful, guys. Iron every step of your work. That is the national anthem for fashion designers and tailors. Iron every step of your work. It goes a long way. You will easily see mistakes on it. So now I am done joining the 2 shoulders together, and now I am going to shape the armhole. Okay, so we still have our 16 inches as our shoulder measurement. Now I am shaping the sleeve. That's the armholes for the sleeve, making sure that we still have our 8 inches because after joining you might be losing some inches, or some inches might be added to it. So shape everything to be on the same line. Now the next thing I am going to do is to add the sleeve. So I opened it like so, and I'm going to notch the center of my sleeve like this. Then that place that I just notched, I am going to place it on the joining on the shoulder of my gown, where I just joined on my shoulder, and I'm going to pin it down like so. So after pinning it down, I pinned everything down, guys. I fast forward it because the video is already very long, but this gown is very simple, but the video is long. So I'll join it following my lines. That's how I'm going to join it. So I will do the same on the other side. Pin it down on both sides. On both sides, and then I'm going to join it. I'm going to join it like this. Follow my line, my finger now. See how I'm going to join it. Now I'm going to join it like so. Okay, so now this is what we have after joining. So I'm going to pin the sleeve. This is the sleeve. I am pinning it down to the body of the dress. Also, I pinned it down like so. So I am going to use 1 inch to join the sleeve. When I get to the armhole, I'm going to use 1/2 inch to join the body of the dress. Use 1 inch on the sleeve and 1/2 inch on the body of the dress. Okay, remember that we have 1.5 inch as the armhole, so use 1/2 inch on the body and 1 inch on the sleeve. Then join everything together. So after joining everything together, we'll come back and see what it looks like. So for the down part of the gown, see how I joined the hemming of the sleeve. That is how I'm going to join the hemming of the gown. And guys, this is how our work came out. It came out so beautiful. It came out so beautiful and neat. I've gone ahead to iron the work. This gown is very simple, but I don't know why this video was so long. To maybe I want you guys to understand every step of this work so that it will be easier for you. Okay, so this is the gown and this is how it looks like. Okay, it's very simple to make and it's beautiful. You know, the shorter the more beauty it came out. So I saw one girl wearing it, her own was too long and it wasn't looking beautiful. That is why I made mine to be short. Okay, thank you guys for watching. See you guys in my next video. Bye.